friends, and welcome to another episode of the Urban Homesteading channel. If this is the first time you're visiting with us, we do want to extend to you a very warm welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. If today is your birthday, we want to wish you a very happy birthday. Today we're going to do a little what we call the holiday decoration project, and the idea is that we wanted to make it fast. It will be an easy project to do. You will require to have some way to cut wood. If time is not an issue, you can use a handheld saw. And what we're going to do is we're going to use tea light or candle holders, right? Mm-hmm. So stick around for this awesome little decorating for gifts or to decorate your house project. For this project, we went and purchased a 4x4 non-treated. You do not want the treated piece of lumber for two reasons. The treated lumber is actually a little bigger and you don't want it bigger than that. And the second reason is that, what is the second reason?
The chemicals?
The chemicals, yes.
And finishing it makes it, you
because
can't finish that.
It's going to get a little warm because we're going to put candles for tea lights on it and you don't want the chemicals. And also you cannot finish a treated post. So we're going to cut it, and we decided, this is totally up to you, but we decided we're going to have 6 inches, 8 inches, and 10 inches. So we'll have sets of 3, and out of an 8-foot post, you can make, with these dimensions, 4 sets. We're going to make 2, we don't need 4, but we may make more later for gifts, right? And as you can see, even though they're both 4x4s, you can see how the treated is much larger in dimension than the... Maybe this is a 3.5 and that's probably a true 4. I don't know.
Maybe.
But it is visibly larger. Mm-hmm. So you don't want it to be larger. So friends, we're going to go from this piece of wood
There.
to this beautiful tea candle set, and normal candle actually, you can put either, right? Mm-hmm. For your holiday decorations. We're going to use our common way of doing that, of cutting 4x4s, and that's by placing the 4x4 on our table saw and then raising the blade through it, right?
Right.
You could do that by hand, it will take a little longer, but it's a straight cut, it is not anything. All right, let's cut. So we have a little bit left, and we're going to use a handsaw to just separate the two pieces. So that was pretty minimal, as you can see. We did a little bit of character giving to the piece. You like that?
Yeah.
And we're going to do the second 10, then we're going to reset.
Right.
We're not going to show you all of this, but so you know what we're doing. So we're going to do the second one, reset, then 2 more and 2 more. it's easier with sanding.
I was gonna say the Japanese saw does.
So we have finished the 10 and the 8. We got 2 pieces of each. And now we're going to move our fence to our last, the shorter pitch, and we decided that to be at 6 inches. Again, this is totally up to you. There is no, we are sharing what we did for our dimensions, but you do not have to follow that dimension. So we have 2 more cuts to do, and then we're going to start finishing. Especially for this kind of project, you want to make sure that your cuts are straight. So we need to be at 90 degrees to the blade. And using a square is the best way to ensure that this is the case, right?
Yep.
So this is going to be our last cut, and then we're going to start the detailing. And these were our last cut. The only thing remaining now is to use the saw and cut this small piece that the saw cannot reach, the power saw cannot reach. All right, and now we're going to move into finishing. Actually, can you do me a favor unless you're very tired? A little bit of sanding, especially to get rid of there is a little knob in our cuts where we finish it with our Western style saw. So we're going to sand them a little bit. So here we are. We show you the first look, if you wish, right? After all they are cut, and you can see they make a nice ladder effect, right?
Stair step.
Huh?
Stair step.
Stair step effect, ladder, stair, you know. Zigzag.
It's the
whatever.
Greeklish thing.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Greeklish.
Yeah. So we're going to mark them next for we're going to mark them for making a hole in them. Mark them for making a hole. Okay. You do need to find your center. So use a square and go from corner to corner, and where the 2 lines meet is your center. Okay. And as you see, we're doing it in all of them. And also small imperfections will happen, especially with wood like this. So find the most stable. What is the best way to say it?
Yeah, the one that is most accurate.
The better.
The better fit. The better.
The better fit.
Face.
Mhm.
Yes. Top, bottom, whatever's going to work the best.
All right. So we're going to, of course, do that in all of them. It's the same process for all of them. And then,
I think it's interesting to see that this came from a very large cedar tree, because look how big the rings are.
yeah.
You know, cedar trees aren't always that big. They grow from kind of stringy looking trees,
That one doesn't look right.
until when they get very, very old. This one clearly was a big tree.
And here you want to be around the middle. It is not critical that you're dead center. It doesn't want to be close enough,
Right.
right?
It'll look better the more centered it is.
But don't spend too much time making it perfect is what I'm trying to say.
In reverse.
It's so difficult actually. I think we might need to attach it and then come this way. This will be a pain in the rear. Why?
Because it's sliding.
Yeah,
It's
But
just-
why? It's supposed to.
I don't.
So here we are, and as you can see, our tea light fits perfectly there. And a couple of ideas. We're not going to do them because we don't want to, I guess is the right term. But you can do a couple of things. You could have two size holes, so you can use, where is the other candle?
There to your left.
So you can use this kind of candle as well.
A larger pillar candle.
And if you were to do that, I will go at a shallower hole for the big one and then just enlarge it for the tea lights. Or conversely, you can have tea lights on one side, flip it and have big for the on the other side, right?
Yep.
For finishing, of course, you can decorate around them to make them more seasonal, right?
An idea you had was the chalkboard paint.
Right. You can use chalkboard paints and then a chalk to make seasonal decorations like a wreath or with a stencil. Or you can stencil them and that make them a little less seasonal, right? Because if you stencil here Christmas decorations, you can have another set and stencil it for autumn or whatever, right? You can paint them, of course. You can Suzuki band them, or you can you stain them? Yeah, you can stain
You
them.
could stain them.
Whatever you want to match your decor. But definitely, if you wanted to be more playful, you can paint them like one red, one green, you know. So we're going to do a couple of more finishing touches and show you a couple of more details we're going to add to make them a little more interesting.
Yeah. You could also use a metallic spray paint in different colors, like gold and silver and copper, and you know, even a metallic black with a silver
Or
light
really
spray over
any
it.
kind of
Just
color metallic. 'cause I've
yeah,
seen
any kind of metallic
turquoise,
finish.
blue, all of those, yeah.
would be very, very seasonal.
So we're adding this as a detail. And we might have one, especially here, we have a little tear out. We might want to hit it with a little sanding. But as you can see, this gives it a little more character, right? And you can go crazy with this. You can do the whole length or whatever. But we wanted to just break the monotony of it looking straight. And we decided, regardless of the height, we're going to put it all in the same spot. So there will be some uniformity, right?
Yep.
You could even do that crisscross pattern you did one time on a board.
Yeah, go this way too.
Yeah.
You see what I say, love? Go like this way. Go this way. Go this. I mean, there are many options.
There's a lot of options to just dress it up and make it
And-
not
and-
just a straight pillar.
Yeah, and go with your guts. The only thing you need to notice here that we want them to be on the top. So when you face it, this should face your fence. The area where the hole is, where the light will go,
And that
facing
will
your
make
fence.
Everything consistent.
Yep.
Right. Right. So we decided to Suzuki band one set and keep the other matchwork, right? If you want to have identical sets, you can finish in the same way. And I'm thinking I'm going to make some more of them to give as gifts. I really like this. How you guys feel about it?
I think it's great.
You're following it.
almost looks like it's copper underneath.
A little bit, yeah. And obviously it's not going to burn that line, so
Yep.
that'll give it more.
And you can put more lines, you can put a vertical and a horizontal in there.
This one will look like it has a vertical.
You do that with the same, see how it
Yep.
burns?
Hot potato.
Yeah.
So hot wood is hot.
Hot wood is hot.
It's like hot glue.
Yeah.
Very similar, yeah. Whee!
That's kind of fun.
There's a fire tunnel.
Yeah.
I want to spin it.
I mean, I am holding a torch to it, so.
It makes that pretty logical.
Right.
Hot, hot, hot. Hot wood.
Okay, so we've got the pillars burned, and as you can see, this did a really nice deep burn. You can see that blackness to it. We're talking about sometime leaving a finish like that just on another project, but for now we're going to take this off. I do like that you can see kind of that golden color in between here, but the rest of it should come out that really nice dark velvety brown. And again, you have to take that brush.
And see how much it can go right there on the
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton that's coming off right there, but it just really makes it a nice velvety brown color.
Rather than the char that, as you
Right.
can see, will come off every time you touch it.
Right. So if you're
On your
gonna
hands.
leave it as a char, you're gonna have to put like a clear coat, something to seal it so it doesn't come off on your hands like this every single time. So again, we're just gonna take this char off on all of them, and it's gonna bring it out to that really nice brown velvety kind of color. And then we'll probably put some type of oil or other finish on it just to bring out the grain a little bit more.
You might need to keep the opening with little sanding or something, because some of the things have gone into the opening and it will last now. The
Okay.
little lines.
The ridge.
Yeah.
And so this is a soft bristle brush, right? Not a
Yeah.
hard one.
I have read where people use a hard like brass kind of brush, but I didn't like it because I felt like it was making grooves in the
It
wood.
probably would.
And so I just got this kind of, it's a soft but stiff bristled brush. It was real cheap at the dollar store, and that's what I've been using for quite some time now. And I like it, and as you can see, it takes it off very well. You do want to make sure you're not breathing this in. This is not what you want to take into your lungs. But you can see that brushed out real nicely.
In essence, that is charcoal.
Yes.
That is charcoal dust.
Yeah.
Go away, Atlas. You don't need to breathe that either.
Go. And try to do that in the direction of the grain. If you go across it, you can end up making some marks you don't necessarily want. And then for this top, because it is an end grain piece. Just kind of scrub it out there. Another type brush might be better in getting into a crevice like this, but this is all I have.
I like the dishwashing brushes that are around.
Yeah, that would probably work really well. But you want to get another one and just compare what the finish looks like.
Contrast.
So we just wanted to show you what the contrast is among all three. So again, this is the totally unfinished. This is the one that's been brushed from the charcoal. This is the one that's still burnt.
And you've put the larger candle on to kind of see how that might contrast with the finish.
And then this one.
Yep.
And then of course this.
And on this one, I might even pass it again through the blade or use a little sandpaper.
Yeah, it just needs to be blown out or something because
Yeah,
some
we
of
can
the,
actually use the
some of the
compressor.
charcoal has gone into the groove. But
Yep.
Okay.
I think it contrasts even better with the black. That's
Yeah.
pretty nice.
So as we said before, when we were brushing off the charcoal, as you can see, we lost the contrast that we want to have in the middle, but we very easily, you see it's almost immediate, right?
Yeah, it's just dust.
It's very satisfying actually, right? And that's all there is to it. If you don't have compressed air, you can use a compressed air can, right? If you don't have a compressor, or last resort, you can use the same setting. We're still on the setting we were on the saw.
Right.
You can run it over the saw again, it will move
Yeah,
them.
just to take it out.
Or you can use a piece of paper, sandpaper, fold it and just run it through the groove.
Yeah.
Any of those methods will work. But definitely, we do like the contrast, right?
Yep, very nice.
A little bit of sanding to take the marks we made for the rendering the hole. And on this one we found that the very powerful sander actually doesn't work as well, right? The less powerful sander does a better and easier job. You want to try this, Luisa? We decided that the two sets will have a different finish on them, right?
Yep.
So on the second set, we leave it natural, and we're giving what kind of heat? Can you put it on the camera?
This is the wax.
The feed and wax. You can use anything. You can use oil if you want. You can use, of course, the finish like a paint or, as we said,
Poly.
blackboard chalk. What is it called?
Chalk paint.
Chalkboard paint. You know. Also, did I say that? I don't remember. In here, in
The groove.
the groove you made, you can put an inlay, maybe you can go to something like Michael's and buy a strand of brass or silver or anything and just hammer it in.
You
And-
could also use a metallic, craft paint
Yeah.
for in
to
there.
put right in
Yeah.
the groove.
Just
Yep.
use a real fine brush to get it in there.
If you have the patience. I don't have the
Same
patience.
could be true for this if you wanted a color accent.
So
instead
what
of
are we doing
plain.
there, Alpida? We're putting it on both?
Yeah.
Why we're doing that?
Because look at the
Makes it
difference.
shiny.
Look at that.
I see.
And it protects it, the finish too.
We want it protected.
I mean, it already is protected because of the type of finish, but I just wanted it to bring out the grain because this is an indoor piece and not an outdoor piece.
Yeah, your towel though leaves little fuzzies.
It'll come off.
See the difference?
See the difference? Yes, I do see it. That looks very nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it smells good
Look at
too.
the difference here as well.
All kinds of differences, folks. Now, I don't know if Elpida mentioned it, but if you wanted the more charcoaly look of the finish right after we burn it,
The burn.
you will have to poly over it, let it dry, because if you try to move it too fast, the poly will fall off with the carbon
Yeah.
sand, whatever you want to call it.
Dust.
But if you poly it and you leave it, you let it dry, it will have that look perpetually, right? It
And
will
you may
not-
have to do multiple coats to seal it enough
Yeah.
so that it's not coming off on your hands every single time you touch it.
Again, I don't have an inlay now, but I wouldn't mind trying the inlay. Would you?
This project, another project. There's always a project every week, right?
Right. I mean, as we said, this is
And you can make 2 more sets with the board that we have, so
we can make 4 more sets with the board we have.
2 more.
No, I have another one. Remember?
Oh yeah, okay.
Now let's talk cost. That you said that the board costs $16, but you divide that by 4 because you can get 4 sets out of an 8-foot board, right?
Right.
So
And
you're
it's
going to buy
cedar.
this cedar is a cedar, but non-treated board, right? So you're talking about $4 per set. I don't think you can buy it for that money, right?
Absolutely not, unless you just get it on a really mad sale.
So,
Clearance.
so what is $1.15, $1.17 per unit? But usually you will not want the set, right? For $4, I think that's a pretty good deal, right?
I think so.
Even with today's crazy prices, imagine when they go lower. It will be totally worth it. And again, here is your imagination is the limit. You can do some wonderful things with this, right?
Right.
I definitely like that vein here. That looks very cool.
Yeah, that's an extra added element that obviously we didn't do. It's just part of the wood.
What do you mean? We spent hours choosing that board
Sure we did.
to get that very thing, right?
Sure we did.
No, we didn't. I didn't even notice it was there before we were thinking of finish. And
We just looked for a board that looked like it was pretty decent, and we
Right, I
happened to
mean,
get this really nice one.
the difficulty with choosing boards is that it has to be reasonably straight. And even this board that we tried to make straight was not really very straight, right?
But not so much that, unless you really look at it,
Right.
you're gonna know.
As you can see here, the Suzuki band method makes the grain pop out and it gives it a very nice textured look.
Kind of waves.
Right. And probably with the candle lit, you probably make a very nice shadow, right? Very, very nice. We're really pleased with that. All right, friends, and this is our project for today. This is not a very time-consuming project. You can easily do it in a couple of hours, especially if you have a power saw, right? If you cut the wood by hand, it will take a little longer, but really will not be excessive. How many cuts we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cuts, right? The most challenging part, if you do it by hand, will be to cut the little grooves, but it is doable as well. Or if you have a router, but you don't have a table saw, you can cut it by hand saw and then router this. There are many ways to skin this animal.
Yeah.
This is what we had in mind, and in fact, I like this so much that I think I will make some Christmas gift, 2 or 3 more sets to give to people, right? I really like how this came out. We hope you enjoyed this holiday theme episode, and if you did, we would appreciate a thumbs up. If you didn't, press the other button twice. Share, like, subscribe. Let us know what else you might want to watch, what else you might want to see in our channel. From Dr. Wizard, Mrs. Wizard, Elpida and the Urban Homesteading channel, stay safe, wash your hands, put your masks on and get vaccinated. So we're going to see you in our next episode. Farewell, friends.